Let's talk about Alzheimer's. There's some recent information that I want to share with you that debunks this idea of amyloid plaquing causing Alzheimer's. A similar thing happened with this cholesterol, being the bad guy. This hyper focus on cholesterol is the root of your heart problems has been going on since the 50s. And of course, it also happened with this theory of depression being a chemical imbalance, the very foundation that all these drugs are based on. Now, before I get into what I believe is causing this problem, let's first talk about the early symptoms of Alzheimer's. You have a problem remembering recent events, okay? You also have a problem trying to find words. You have an issue with spatial location. Trying to navigate through town without a GPS is very difficult. And this relates to a part of the brain called the hippocampus, which is all about trying to locate yourself in space. And that's the first thing that happens with Alzheimer's. The hippocampus starts to shrink. You also tend to get a loss of smell and also mood swings. So to figure this problem out, we have to first look at what we truly know, okay? Well, we do know in Alzheimer's that the brain does shrink, and it starts off with the hippocampus. We also know that people who are getting Alzheimer's are getting younger and younger. People who are 45 years old, even people in their 30s and even 20s are getting Alzheimer's, which is insane. And so these are the two drugs right here. And this one decreases neurodegeneration. And this drug right here enhances neurogenesis. They're rebuilding the creation of new neurons. Now, and there's a tremendous amount of research showing that fasting improves Alzheimer's, okay? Of course, for those people that don't like to take drugs because there's side effects, are there any natural versions of these drugs that could potentially enhance the lysosome? Well, yes, there are a lot of things you can do to enhance the lysosome function as well as autophagy. And the first thing you should know is what will induce autophagy is the lowering of glucose. That's a very potent trigger. So what does this lower glucose thing mean? It means low carb, no sugar, okay? So the ketogenic diet, that would be number one. Number two, fasting, I already mentioned. You can use certain herbs that have effects that enhance the lysosome as well as increasing autophagy. And the number one thing that I found is curcumin that comes from turmeric. Amazing properties, not just for improving your cognitive function. I mean, it's good for a lot of things, but it specifically improves and enhances the lysosome, which is fascinating. Number two, pine bark, specifically pycnogenol in pine bark has certain properties that can help enhance the lysosome. We also have the herb thunder god vine and green tea extract, okay? Specifically EGCG has significant effects of increasing autophagy. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically DHA, has great effects increasing autophagy. And you get small chain fatty acids from your microbes. Your microbes make these fatty acids from the fiber you eat. And I'm talking about like salads, so that fiber hits the microbiome, and then they make these small chain fatty acids, which are very similar in chemistry to ketones. So going on the ketogenic diet, reducing glucose, and also increasing these right here, increasing ketosis is the beneficial thing. Exercise is also another significant inducer of autophagy. So we want to include that. And then we have sleep, cruciferous vegetables, certain phytonutrients in extra virgin olive oil. Make sure you get the real stuff. And lastly, heat and cold therapy. So in summary, Alzheimer's is not about getting rid of plaque. It's about getting rid of the garbage that accumulates in the lysosome, and you do that by enhancing autophagy to start applying this information right away for yourself and your friends and family to prevent Alzheimer's.